everyone. Wow, what a great couple of days. So much energy in the room, but so much energy in all those breakout sessions as well. It's great to spend time with our customers and those exploring where they are on their cloud commerce journey. So looking forward to repeating the same today as well. My name's Lincoln, I'm from CloudBlue. I think most people are pretty familiar with who CloudBlue is, and indeed there are many customers and partners here in the audience now. But for those of you that maybe aren't quite so familiar with CloudBlue, we're the technology, we're the platform that underpins Ingram Micro Cloud Marketplace, but many of the largest cloud marketplaces in the world. From enabling us to publish, so onboard those products and services, to propagating them through different channels, and leveraging an ecosystem to take us further and broader than ever before. And it's that ecosystem that I really want to focus in on today. So what are the market forces? What are we seeing, the trends that are driving the evolution of ecosystems? How do we harness the power of ecosystems, and how does this translate into an opportunity for all of you and, of course, the customers that we serve as well? If I start with some of the trends, I mean, as with many trends, they start with us, the consumer. And as consumers, we've never been more demanding than we are today, right? We expect our services and products to be available instantly or near instantly. We expect them to be delivered with quality and easy to use. But we also expect them to be contemporary and stay contemporary, not static or perpetual, but instead a solution that grows with us or challenges us and leads us towards better and evolved experiences. And if they're not, I'm canceling and I'm churning, right? If I'm not getting the entertainment that I'm expecting out of Netflix, I'm canceling it. If I'm not getting challenged by the fitness goals within my Strava application, I'm canceling it. And if I'm not able to change the color of my car like a chameleon to Miami pink on a Thursday, then I'm trading my car in for the new BMW e-Ink. But it's that consumer and market demand that's really pulling organizations into different ecosystems to the ones they were used to before. It's challenging the paradigm of where we thought we lived in an ecosystem into new worlds. So as organizations, we're having to evolve rapidly. And it's pulling us into these different areas, but those that are being most successful are really exploiting some of these trends. And I wanted to jump into each of these 4 trends in a little bit more detail. Industry lines are absolutely blurring, right? We've known this for a while. I touched on the BMW e-Ink as an example, but car manufacturers are no longer simply car manufacturers. Of course, there's the Tesla example, but all big car manufacturers fall into that same category, right? They're a representation, a Mercedes, a BMW. They're a representation not only of the engine that they manufacture, but the whole ecosystem that goes into the car within it. Stellantis is a great example of that, part of the Chrysler car manufacturer. 20% of their revenue now comes from subscriptions, which is phenomenal. It represents $20 billion. And, you know, when I do my exercise and I buy an exercise bike, again, no longer is it an exercise bike that sits in the corner and collects dust. It's continually challenging me. It's no longer deteriorating. It's continually updating and challenging me and with new fitness experiences, apparently empowering me to be the best version of myself, but through a connected experience. So companies all over the place are having to evolve into new ecosystems. And what they're doing is either building business units or acquiring IP or indeed partnering with other organizations to help redefine the industries that they're in and the ecosystems that they require to support the market demands and what customers are asking of them. The supply chain is becoming modular as well. It's no longer linear. It's no longer merely a tactical support system. It is modular. There are different individual components, and it's strategic. It's no surprise, right? You look at Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. Prior to his role, he led Apple's supply chain operations. It's become that that important. It means that you can choose the best of breed components to create the solutions that you need, or at least the most applicable components to deliver those solutions. So you're selectively sourcing in a modular approach, regardless of where they live in the supply chain. Telcos have been doing it for a while as well, right? That concept of modularity, internet, voice, data, taking different components that they have natively into a solution. But again, their ecosystems are expanding as well. So you look at how they're partnering. Telefonica, great example, a customer of ours for a very long time, and how they're partnering with US telemedicine and virtual healthcare to create a health package with their own core services, or partnering with insurance providers to offer a security and alarm solution and system to their customers as well, or indeed partnering with Xbox for entertainment services offering, again bundled with their own services. The third trend is this concept of decentralized development. So over the past few years, we've seen massive acceleration in the decentralized application development, right? Gone are the days where you had armies of developers focused on just one task. Instead, today, their application development is spread all over the world. Blockchain's a great example of that, right? Many hands, no single point of failure, and you're getting that. What it brings is an improvement in security and anti-fragility, improved efficiency and productivity. Cache networks, I'm sure some of you are familiar with them. Classic example, right? So they take unused, unconsumed compute power, and through their blockchain-based marketplace, allows that to be resold. 85% of a cache network's compute and cloud services come from already existing or underutilized data centers. So a cache, classic example of decentralization and open source cloud service offering. The fourth is probably the most profound. That's the democratization of technology, right? It allows anyone, everyone, to have that ability to co-create, to be part of the ecosystem. For solution providers, that's fantastic, because all of a sudden you have that many more options to build your solutions with. And it all powers innovation and growth. If you have more people in the community available to develop and co-create, it just makes the ecosystem even richer. And there are companies out there like 4G Capital that are focused specifically on this, right? So powering individuals, powering micro businesses, small businesses with the financial services, the training, and these digital solutions that they need to develop and contribute. And you see the demographics that they're focusing on. You see how it completely democratizes the technology. They're focused on supporting women under 35 in developing economies, supporting their entrepreneurship, their aspirations, their ambitions, and totally leveling the playing field so they too can contribute to that, the richness of the ecosystem. All of these trends, all of these demands from the consumer and the customer ultimately drive a massive opportunity for all of us. And they say 100 trillion, right? The global economy today is 85 billion. So even greater than the global economy today at 100 trillion in 6 years' time is what this co-creation via ecosystems is said to represent. If you take that down a level and you look at the individual areas, the individual industries in which these co-creators are working, it's quite interesting as well. But it comes with challenges too. So you see that perhaps there's underutilization in infrastructure, and underutilization, a contraction of energy resources or IT systems, but maybe an extra requirement in transportation or water. How do we apply standardization that the shrinking in one industry of compute power can be leveraged by another industry? And all of us are responsible to evolve the technology to ensure standardization and an open fabric that allows us to head in that direction. If we take the lens or make the lens even sharper and go down another layer, particularly of interest to the majority of us in this forum, the numbers are fantastic as well. The opportunity, huge, right? So in cybersecurity, 111 billion. In cloud services, 445 billion. And 120 billion in IoT. These co-contributors and the ecosystem presents a fantastic opportunity. And for us at CloudBlue, we see that too. We call it the system of systems, this concept of modularity where you can pick and choose the areas that you need to build your cloud commerce platform. So perhaps user experience is something that you want to own, or you have another third party that you want to leverage, that concept of microservices, the modularity. You can do exactly that. And being able to take those different modules allow you to tailor and build the technology that's unique to you and what your customers demand of you to find and buy, use and manage the business applications that they need to run their business. At the core of all of this, we've spoken a lot about ecosystems. We see ourselves as an enabler of that ecosystem. Of course, we have our own ecosystem of service providers and IP owners and tech vendors, but we also look to enable the ecosystem for each of you as well. So whether it's giving you a greater portfolio to ISVs that you can onboard quickly or opening up new channels. That democratization, a classic example of that is Syncell out of Mexico, so a document management, authentication, signatory application. Small, startup, humble ISV on a strong, stellar trajectory. But to get there, they need access to the ecosystem. So with CloudBlue, they leverage Connect, onboarded into Connect, and now the whole of Latin America is available to pursue through different channels. And in a couple of months, the English-speaking world becomes an access point, part of their ecosystem to go and attack too. But it's a little bit blurred as well, right? It's the blurring of those industry lines. So ISVs becoming service providers, selling direct and bringing other ISVs, other complementary products into their solution as well. We see that all over the place. Service providers themselves, solution providers themselves, also wanting to sell their own content and partner with other ISVs. So we see all of those trends and those dynamics in the same world that we operate in, but our goal is to enable your ecosystem. And the richer the ecosystem comes, the better it is for all. It's that network effect, right? That N+1. As soon as we add another customer or another vendor, that's to the benefit of all. And this is CloudBlue in a nutshell, right? So on the left-hand side, it's Connect, right? That's the platform that allows you to onboard the products and services that you want to sell. Maybe it's your own products, maybe it's third party, and taking the different modules to create a solution. And Connect allows then the usage capture and the provisioning, some of the contract management within that. That's on the left side, right? That's the publishing. Think of it as a PIM, a product information management tool that allows you to publish your products. The next phase is that propagate phase. So you can see those microservices within our commerce platform. So it gives you the ability to pick and choose the parts of the solution that you want and potentially leverage your own parts as well. And then the expand, of course, is talking about that ecosystem, the network effect that allows you to connect to Ingram Micro Cloud, that allows you to connect to any other hyperscaler marketplace, and indeed the CloudBlue ecosystem beyond that as well. A couple of great examples, Beckley, big managed service, fantastic managed service provider out of Germany. They've invested in the Connect platform to help really scale the number of applications and products that they take to market. And I always think about my own days working at Symantec and the amount of time that we knew it would take if we were to onboard Norton into a telco, right? That integration into a telco's BSS and OSS. 9 months, $500,000, that's just not scalable for the telco, and it's not scalable for the ISV. So being able to bring a catalog of products to the telco or any kind of solution provider, and also for the IP owner, the ability to rapidly connect once, onboard once, and get that leverage out into a broader ecosystem. And that's exactly what Beckley is experiencing at the moment. One other example, particularly in that kind of democratization, is Fractalia, a Spanish technology solution provider with global presence, but that's expanded even more, right? So they're now working with Vodafone New Zealand, a partner of ours, to expand into that market. They're into Mexico, and with some of our accelerations broadening their reach too. And a partner we're very proud to have worked with over the past few years. So that's the ecosystem, that's the opportunity. We spent a lot of time kind of curating the sessions yesterday for you to hear more about the journey, everything from the publish, the propagate, and expanding. So there are sessions yesterday and today that you get to hear directly, not just from us, in fact, more so from our customers and partners. What are the lessons learned, the scars and the burns, but also the successes they've had as well. So I really encourage you to find time today to jump into some of those sessions, some of those guru sessions, and explore these in a little bit more detail. But in summary, the opportunity is fantastic, and regardless of where you sit within your own evolving ecosystem, we're here to help work with you and guide you through that process from publishing to propagating and allowing you to expand and thrive in the anything as a service economy. Thank you very much.